Hi, welcome back to the Shiko SAT review series. And in this unit, we're going to talk about the linear equations. And so the first part we're going to do is how to solve the linear equations. And we have two videos associated with this unit. In the video number 1, I mentioned in the beginning, this is a very simple topic, solving the linear equations. I think most of the students have no trouble with that. And some of the problems are super easy. And so that's why, the linear equation is a big portions in the SAT. So we need to make sure, that we know how to get those easy credit, okay? So from our worksheets, we have a total 24 problems. In the video number 1, we did 12 of them, and today we're going to do the remaining 12. And so then I think that you should have a pretty good understanding about how to solve the linear equation. Like we talked before, it is very, very easy, and it's basically algebra 1 topic. And but you just need to be fast and to be accurate. Okay, so let's go to our worksheets here. So the worksheets, let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so in these worksheets here, right? So we did the problems 1 to 12 in the video number 1. So now let's start with the number 13 here. Okay, so now we see here, this ones here is 9ax plus 9b minus 6 equal to 21. And so they want to solve for the ax plus b here. And so in here, you say this is 9ax plus 9b minus 6 equal to 21 here, right? Okay, so in here, okay, let me get a few more spaces here. Okay, so in here, that's okay, so in here, the ax plus b. So the first thing is here, let me move this is constants to the other side here, right? So I can add the 6 both sides. So this is 9ax plus 9b here is equal to 27 here. Because you are looking for the ax plus b's, right? So in here, I have 9 in the front of ax and I have 9 in front of the b. So what I can do here, I can divide it by 9 both sides here, right? So when you divide 9 both sides here, so see here, the 9 here cancel. Don't forget when you divide 9, then you need to cancel you need to divide on both terms, right? So what is this term going to be equal to 3, right? Okay, so that's why your answers here is ax plus b is equal to 3 here, right? So will be the 8th here, okay? So let's, so when we try to do those type of problems, like I mentioned, because of those type of problems are easy, but you need to be fast because the SAT is a timed exams here, right? Okay, so now let's take a look here. The second one's here. So this is the type of problem we also, in the video number 1, we did several of them. And also like this ones here, we talked about it before. We said the way we do it, you say this is x plus 4. Of course, then they give you the 2x plus 8 equal to 16. You want to find x plus 4. Of course, you can do like just solve for the x and then plug the x back here. Or if you see the relation, you say this is x plus 4, this is 2x plus 8. So you say, how about I just factor the 2 out, right? So if you factor 2 out, the x then here is what? It's 4. So it's 16, right? So then you divide it by 2, you divide it by 2. So these 2 cancel. So you have x plus 4 is equal to what? You have x plus 4 equal to 8, right? So that's why, you get the solutions here. This is equal to 8. You see here, a lot easier. Or, if you want to do this way, of course you can do this way, right? So you can say 2x, okay, so you can say here, so you can say 2x plus 8 equal to 16. So you can do like what you learn here, say, okay, minus, minus, and then I have a 2x equal to 8. Then you divide by, then you divide it by 2, you divide it by 2, then you will get x equal to 4. Then you say x plus 4 will just be equal to the 4 plus 4 equal to 8. Okay, so of course you can do this way. But in here, if you spot their relation, you basically 2 steps, you get it, right? So either way, like I said, the SAT is a timed test, so the speed is quite important here, right? Let's take a look. The next ones here. So the next ones here is the same things here. So that's why, like I said, as you can see, almost each year, they always have those type of the problem. Those are questions that kind of pretty easy, but basically want you to spot the relations, right? So here, this is a 2x plus 2. I'm looking for the 2x plus 1s here, right? So you say the 4x plus 2 is equal to 4. I'm looking for 2x plus 1. So the first thing you want to look at to see these two have any relation. So in here, I say, okay, yeah, I can take the 2 out. So 4x, if you take 2 out, is 2x plus 1s, right? So it's equal to 4. So now you divide by 2, divide by 2. So what you get here, so you get a 2x plus 1 equal to what? Equal to 2, right? So it's pretty easy. Of course, like we talked before, you can try to do like to solve for the x first and then plug in here. It's just take longer, right? So like in the SAT, any minute you can save, that's importance here, right? Okay, so the next thing here, this problem, I think probably, like I mentioned, most of the problems are pretty easy, right? So most of the problems are pretty easy. And if the problem you're going to make mistake probably will be this type of the problems here. And we did a similar one in our video number 1 here, right? So in here, instead of say, hey, find the solution. So let's say you want to find the infinite many solutions here. Okay, so I want to write you out a simple kind of the reminders here, right? So for the ax plus b, so for the linear equations here, right? So if ax equal to, let's see here, equal to c is here, all right? So if after you move the, the value to the one side or the variable to the other side, you're going to have 3 situations here, right? So the situation number 1, this one we call this, you have a unique solution. So when the unique solution, that means x you divided by a, both sides, c over a, right? So of course, then what here, a cannot be equal to 0. Then the next situation is here, you have no solution. So the no solutions here, for this equation, that means that a is equal to 0 and the c is not equal to 0. Then the x, when you say, is equal to the c over a, because a is in the denominator, you cannot do that. So this is no solutions here. I think we did this one on the video number 1, and this is the problem number, so this is the problem number 12 in the video 1, right? Okay, so that's why you see here is no solutions here. Okay, so now the third situation here is you have an infinite solution. Okay, so for the infinite solution, the ax equal to c, that means A is equal to 0 and C is equal to 0. So because A equal to 0, so AX equal to C, that means doesn't matter what is the value of X, right? So it's 0 times X equal to 0. So X can be any number. So that's why the X is the infinite solution. Like I said, the whole package about solving the linear equation is very easy. No, these are the places I think it's a little hard and you need to be very careful here, okay? So that's why I said, okay, so if you make sure you write this out into your, into your notes here, right? Okay, so let's take a look. So how do we solve this, right? So this is A, the X plus B equal to the 4X plus 10. Okay, so your distributive property, so it will give the AX plus AB is equal to 4X plus 10. All right, and then you minus 4X both sides. So this is the AX minus 4X plus AB is equal to what? Is equal to 10 here, right? Okay, now you minus AB on both sides. Okay, so this is AX minus 4X is equal to 10 minus AB here. Factor the X out, so this is A minus 4, the X equal to 10 minus AB here, right? Okay. So I need to give a little bit more space here. Okay. Okay, now let's see here. So, okay, so I need to give more space here. So now in here, then you divide by A minus 4, see here. So X is equal to what? X equal to the 10 minus AB, A minus B, see here, right? 10 minus AB and A minus, not A minus, so A minus 4 here, right? Okay, so A minus 4. And I think so here, so, okay, so here, now in here they say this is what? Is infinity solutions, right? So if infinity solution, that means whatever this item need to be equal to what? This item need to be equal to 0. And this item need to be equal to 0s. Right? Okay, so now you will see here, okay, so, right, because we said infinite solution, whatever you divide on the bottom, so the AX is, so in here, so the X equal to the C over A, right? So this need to be 0, this need to be 0s here. Okay, so now let's take a look here. So A minus 4 equal to 0. So A minus 4 has to be equal to 0. So A is equal to 4. Okay, and then I know that 10 minus AB has to equal to 0. That means the 10 minus 4B has to be equal to 0. Then you plus 4B both sides. So it's 10 equal to 4B. So what is B equal to? 10 over 4, or it's 5 over 2. Okay, so that is the value of the B and the A's, right? Okay, so like I said, the whole package, I think almost every province are pretty simple. Every province are pretty simple, except, like these two, the one is no solution and the other one is infinite solution. So make sure, right, so you remember this and write this one down here. And so if the same problem happen, don't lose the point for that. Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. Okay, so the number 17 is here. And so now, okay, so the number 17, let's take a look at the number 17. So let's say the relationship y equal to the mx, where m is a constant. If x equal to 17, when x equal to 8, So what is the value of y when x equal to a? Okay, so 17 is equal to what? When x equal to a, right? So it's ma here, right? Okay, so now what is x equal to 2a? So I need to solve for n. So the n is equal to 17 over 8 here, right? Okay, so now I know y, so I want to find what is the y values, right? So y value is equal to the m, so it's 17 over 8, and the times what? Times 2a's, right? So a is 17 here. So what is here? So it's 34 here, okay? All right? So it's 34 here. That's how do we solve this problem? It's pretty straightforward, okay? Okay, so now this one's here, number 18, this one. Okay, so this one's here, they said, okay, so they say in the xy plane, if the equation x plus 2y equal to 10, and so x plus 2y equal to 10, and 3x plus 6y equal to c, they represent the same line for some constant, right? So what is the value of c here? So when having same line, that means that for these lines here, you look at the relation, right? This is x, this is 2y. Here is the x here, but I have an extra 3 here. But then the 6 here is really 3 times 2, right? Now you still have a y here. So you have 2 y's here. So you know here, they are the same lines here, right? So that means if you factor this 3 out, this is x plus 2y equal to what? Equal to c, right? Then x plus 2y is what value of x plus 2y? Hey, it's 10. So that's why this is 3 times 10 is equal to c. So that's why c is equal to 30 here, right? So you see that like these two lines, so that's why you look for the, you look for the relation of these two lines here. Okay, let's take a look at number 19, right? So this one is pretty easy also. So the number 19, okay, so if x equal to 1 in the equation, what is the value of a? So this is, I think it's very, very straightforward. So this is 1 over a equal to 0. Okay, so the x equal to 1, so that means 1 minus 1/2 of the a equal to 0. So you plus a half of the a plus a half of the a, both sides. So you have 1 equal to 1/2 of the a, right? So this problem basically tell you, test you is the, okay, so how to find the a? You times 2. So you times 2 both sides. So this 2 and this 2 cancel. So what is my a here? My a is 2, right? So this one is also is pretty easy here. Okay. Okay, so now let's take a look at the number 20 here. The number 20 is like let's say okay, so let's say if okay, so you see here, so the 2/3 t equal to 5/2. So they want to find the t. So what is this problem try to test you? Okay, so this problem just try to test you, when you solve the linear equation, if you have a fraction, how do you get rid of that fraction? So for example, like we know like 3x equal to, for example, equal to 15. So you can divide it by 3, divided by 3, right? So then you can solve for x. So for here, if you have a fraction, so how do you solve for t? So it's the same things here, right? So here you say, okay, 2/3, if you times the 3/2 here, right? Because the 3 and the 3 cancel, 2 and the 2 cancel. So it's the same way you can times the 3/2 here, right? Because you times something on the right-hand side, you have to times something on the what? On the left-hand side, right? So 2 and the 2 cancel, 3 and the 3 cancel. That's how do you get the t. So what happened to the right-hand side here? The right-hand, so you said, okay, so this is the t. So right-hand side, you just the multiply and the multiply. So you multiply the numerator and you multiply the denominator, right? So 5, 3 is 15. 2 times 2 is what? It's 4, right? So it's 15 over 4 here, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Okay, now let's take a look. So the purpose for this problem is try to, test whether try to type the reciprocal of your function to simplify it, all right? Okay, now let's take a look at the next ones here. The next one, okay, so let's give some space here. Okay, so for these ones here, and what do they try to test you? They want to find the value of equation. So basically, they want to test you is the distributive properties here. And when you use the distributive property, here is the place a lot of students will make mistakes here because of this negative signs here, right? So when you use the distributive property, this negative sign has to be carried to all the terms inside the parenthesis. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is a 10x minus 40, right? Okay, now make them minus 15. So be careful. Then this negative sign has to carry over to the both. So it's a minus ax equal to 7. Like I mentioned before, because this is easy, so but the majority of the student, if they make the mistake, it's this negative sign, they're going to make the mistake because they will forget they only carry over to 15. They need to carry over to all of them, right? So the next things this problem try to test you is say, hey, combine the same terms here, right? So in here, I have the x, I have the x here, right? So you need to combine the same term, and then I have a constant, and then you combine the constants, right? Okay, so be careful about these negative signs, right? So 10x minus ax is how many x? Is 2x, right? Then negative 40 minus negative 15 is what? Negative 55 is equal to 7. And now you can just what? You know how to solve it now, right? So it's 55 plus 55. So you will have 2x is equal to 62. Then you divide by 2, you divide by 2. So x equal to what? 31 here. So this is what this problem try to test you here. All right. So this is a distributive property. It's very important. Like I know most of you know how to do it, and be careful. This negative sign has to carry over to all of them here. Okay. So now the next one's here. So this one is very similar to the previous one, and it's basically what they want to do. They want to test your distributive properties, right? Okay, so I want to solve it. So distributive properties here. Okay, so let's try to do one more time. So what is so this is the 2p plus 2 plus AP, okay, minus what? Minus 8. Remember, this needs to go all the ways here, right? Okay, so now, on the left-hand side, I need to combine the p, and I need to combine the constants, right? Okay, so now 2p plus AP is how many p's here? It's 10 p's here, right? Then 2 minus 8 is how many? Here it's 6, right? So it's 5p. Okay, so now you plus 6, right? So you have a 10p equal to 5p plus 6. Then you minus 5p minus 5p. So what do you have here? You have a 5p equal to what? equal to 6. Then you divide by 5, divide by 5. What you have here, P equal to 6 over 5. Okay, now let's go to the next ones. All right, okay. So the next ones here. This one is a pretty good problem also. And okay, so what do they try to test you here, right? So what do they try to test you for here is this problem have what? This problem has fractions, and we do not like fractions, right? We have a 7, 9, 4, 9, 1, 4, 5, 12. Of course, you can do just like what you did before and try to operate in the fractions. But personally, I do not like fractions here. So I always recommend my students here, if you have a fraction, get rid of those fractions first, right? So how do I get rid of this fraction? By find the least common multiplier of 9, 4, and 12. So what is the least common multipliers here? Will be what? 36, right? So the 36 will be the least common multiplier, okay? So now let's take a look here. Okay, so this is a 7, 9. X minus 4, 9. X equal to 1/4 plus 5 over 12. Because the smallest multiplier, common multipliers here is 36. So I'm going to times 36. I'm going to times 36. Because I know most of the students, when they're doing the fractions, probably the chance to make a mistake is pretty big. So I will always recommend, get rid of these fractions first, find the common multiplier. All right, so here, be careful, right? When you do that, you need to carry in both, right? So you need to carry in both, okay? So now let's take a look here to see what do we have here. So 36 and 9. So if you cancel this one, you cancel this one. So what do you have here? You have 4, right? So 4 times 7 is what? It's 28x minus. Same things here. The 36 has to be carried over here, right? So it has to be carried over here. So 9, right? So 9 and 36 again is how many? 4. 4 times 4 is what? 16x. Okay, so now let's take a look at these ones here. You have 36, you need to carry to both, right, inside. So 4 divided by 36 is how many? 9, right? Okay, so 9 plus 12, 36 is how many? 3. So 3 times 5, 15. So this is 24. So 28 minus 16 is how many? 12x. Then you divide by 12, you divide by 12, so it's equal to what? It's equal to 2. Okay, so like I said, this one is kind of the way they try to test you is either you can carry this by using the fraction. Like I said, by using the fraction, the chance to make a mistake is quite big for some of the students. So I always tell my student, try to find this common multiplier, and then you can cancel that. And so now you're dealing with the whole numbers. And I think most of the students are very comfortable with dealing with the whole numbers, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at our last ones here. So let's say on the PS here, PQ equal to RS. That means here equal to RS here, right? So I want to find the length of the PS here. So because the PQ equal to the RS, so what's that mean? That means x minus 1 equal to what? It's 3x minus 7, right? And then I'm solving that. So I say, okay, I added the 7, I add 7. So I have x plus 6 equal to 3x. Right now I minus x minus x. So I have 6 equal to how many? 2x. Then you divide it by 2, divided by 2. Then x equal to what? X equal to 3, right? So it's super x equal to 3. But then what do they want to ask to find? They ask to find the whole lines, right? So they want to find the whole p, the ps. So x minus, okay, so this is x equal to 3. So what is this length? This length is 2. This length is what? Is 3. This length is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. This length is 2. So what is the PS will be equal to? Will be 2 plus 3 plus 2. So what is here? Is 7. So here. All right. Yes, that's it. That is the, that is the package for the solving the linear equations here. Like I said, you can see here, I went through the 8 years and I found the 8 test and I find the 24 problems about how to solve the system of equations. So as you know, they are very easy, but they do happen. And at least 2 or 3 problems on the every exams here. So those are the easy credit. So make sure you know how to do it and capture those easy credits, right? Okay, so it's nice to talk to you, and that's it. And I'm going to talk to you on the next unit about the linear equations, and will be also some very interesting things about the linear equation. Like I said, linear equation play a very, very big portion in the SAT exams. So we're going to be very good at it. All right. So if you have any questions or you have a request, please feel free to send me an email, and which I show at the beginning. My introduction slide have my email address. So basically it's shikho.mathlab@gmail.com, right? So feel free to send me an email and ask any questions. It's so nice to talk to you, and I hope that this is helpful. Like I said, if you like it, you can feel free to subscribe to the channel. So every time when I post a new video, you will get notified automatically. All right. So it's nice to talk to you, and looking forward to talk to you in our next topics. Okay, bye. Have a good day.